You've likely heard the term multimodal text before, but what does it mean? Should you be incorporating these texts into your instruction, and what would be the benefit of doing so? That's coming up right now. Hi everyone, I'm Lee Hall from Literacy Teachers, and I'm all about giving you the tools you need to inspire, motivate, and change how your students read and write for academic success. If you're new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button so that you get new notifications as I put out new videos each week. So we're talking today about what are multimodal texts and why should you use them? What are the benefits for students? And honestly, you probably already know what these are, and you're probably already using them a lot more than you might realize. So first of all, let's start by defining the term multimodal. So multimodal is simply two or more communication processes or modes. And a process can be understood as reading, writing, listening, speaking, and viewing. So if I am sitting quietly reading a traditional print-based text with no pictures, no video, nothing like that, that is just a single mode of communication. But when we start introducing pictures or video or music or speaking, then we're adding another mode on top and the text becomes multimodal, right? So a multimodal text is simply something that uses two or more communication approaches. It does not have to use technology. It does not have to be digital. So for example, with print, picture books are multimodal. They have right, they've got text, but they also have lots and lots of pictures, right? A Dr. Seuss book is multimodal. Graphic novels are multimodal. Posters are multimodal, right? So a lot of things that you're already doing are multimodal. Digital examples of multimodal text, obviously any of those could be that I just gave you could happen in a digital capacity, but thinking beyond that, a film is multimodal, right? You are viewing, you are listening, there is music involved typically, right? Even if nobody's speaking, you're viewing images and typically there is music, right? So there's multiple modes going on in a film. Social media. Okay, Facebook, right? Facebook often has pictures. Not every post is probably multimodal if you look at a post in and of itself, but a lot of them are because a lot of them have text and they have videos or they have pictures or the comments are multimodal. People are, putting in images. Some of these images are animated, right? They're putting in text. So social media can be a very multimodal format. Animation is multimodal, okay? So now I'm sure you can see that you're using these texts already. Why do you want to use them, right? Why are they important? How do they help students? And why do you want to sort of mix up how you think about using multimodal text? Well, one of the things is that this has the opportunity to improve comprehension for students because when students are learning through different modes, not just one primary mode all the time, then they have opportunities to learn and understand information in different ways. And we've all been there where sometimes reading something in a manual is not as helpful as watching a video and seeing somebody explain and visually walk us through how to do something, right? So sometimes also just having the information repeated in a different format can help. So it might be I read a print-based text, but then I watch a video on it or I watch some sort of animation on it or I talk about it on social media. And all these different kinds of interactions coming in through different modes are going to help me better understand the information that's being presented to me, help me work through the ideas, help me work through questions and problems that I have. These texts can also increase motivation. So you might find a student that enjoys watching videos, but they probably don't want to watch videos all the time if that's the only way that you presented information to them. It's the same thing with thinking about reading a traditional print-based text. Yes, students need to learn how to read that. They need to understand the value of it. They need to understand how to get information out of it, but it's not the only form. And some students will struggle with that form, but they won't struggle to get the same kinds of information out of a graphic novel or a cartoon or a video or a poster or an infographic, right? So giving them these multiple modes in which they can both communicate information but also learn information can help increase their overall motivation towards wanting to learn. And then finally, right, not just using multimodal text, but allowing students to create multimodal text can really help them express their learning in different ways. So a lot of times we might ask them to write an essay, or here are some comprehension questions, answer them. And we might ask them to discuss those answers, and that's fine. There is a place for that. But allowing students to think about how to use these different modes to share their information helps us get at their learning better. It gives them a space where they're not always struggling. So some students will have real significant struggles with paper pencil tasks, but they won't have struggles, or they'll do better at expressing what they learn with film or through social media or through making a poster, right? So we want them to learn how to navigate these different modes, but in addition to that, it gives them a chance to feel successful in different modes and not just feel like only one mode of expression is valued. So multimodal text, not just using them, but helping students, also giving them space to create them, will allow them to share what they learn better and help them experience some success as well. All right, so thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe so you can catch all of my videos. And while you're at it, let me know in the comments how you use multimodal text and how your students respond to reading them or creating them.